You've probably seen it everywhere on the internet and heard about it 100 times by now. Backtesting is super important, and collecting your data logically is super important to know if your strategy is working or if you can even be confident about a working strategy. So I think we can all agree about the importance of backtesting. Now I still to this day get very often the question, how do I backtest properly? And which software do I best use for backtesting? Now in this video I will show you how to backtest properly, which software to use, and basically how to take your strategy to the next level by using data in a smart way and optimizing each and every backtesting session you take. So let's get into it. So first of all, of course you can backtest on TradingView, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say try it out and try it out for a couple of days, and you will probably come back to this video after those couple of days because you will see it is just a pain in the ass. First of all, you have to buy a super expensive plan to even backtest a proper amount of time on TradingView, because how it works on TradingView is that the charts that they have, so the bars that they show and replay, is very limited unless you buy, I don't know, an enterprise account that is $300 to $500 a month, and then it's still not where it needs to be. And also using that replay tool is just a pain in the ass. So save your time and search for a proper backtesting tool. Now I've been using FX Replay for years and years now, and actually funny story about them is, of course, probably the most of you know, we've been working together for the last 1.5 years or so, or 1 year, and I've been using them for a pretty long time before working together. But that goes to show that I'm not talking from a biased standpoint. I just love this software. I think it is absolutely perfect, and they just came out with a second version that is even more beautiful. So another thing in backtesting that is very important, that is accountability and consistency. And of course, mainly the consistency, accountability is to keep you consistent. Now, what I have to do with a lot of my students is keep them accountable to do their backtesting daily, to do an X amount of trades, to do an X amount of minutes. And FX Replay just made my work a lot more easy. So as you can see right now, we're in the beta of the second version. The second version will be fully released in a couple of days, and I really can't wait for this one. But still, if you sign up for FX Replay right now, you can still access this one. It's in the beta, but the full version will be released in a couple of days anyway. Now, as you can see, I've taken over 1,000 trades with a 40% win rate. This is from all of my sessions combined. And this number should have even been higher, because a while ago I went through my session and literally deleted all of them that I didn't use anymore. So 1,000 trades taken over X amount of sessions, right? That's very cool. Now you can also see the time invested by day. These are in real life days, right? So you can see yesterday I was testing this out, a new platform, and I had backtested around 4 or 5 minutes, right? I was just testing things out. Same thing right here. Time invested is in real life data, and it's going to rack up all of the time you have ever backtested, right? But now this is of course only for the second version, so it starts counting from right now. Then also historically time replayed, this is basically the time you're replaying on the charts. Very cool. Right here you can see the trades by symbol. Of course, I'm very heavily on EURUSD. This will change as I'm also trading other pairs now, and I will also try to backtest them. So I'm trying to go and level some things out right here. You can also see the win rate by day, again in real life days. Right here you have the recent sessions. I think this is so cool. You can see the remaining days. This is basically from whenever you start your account until you end your account. If you click on this one, you can also see the equity, the monthly performance, the daily performance. It's just like a quick overview of your session. Now, if you go into the sessions, you can see right here, this is one of the recent sessions I've been trading. You see the overall P&L. It's 220k. I started with a 100k account. It's 120 up. You can see right here the total P&L 120. The win rate is around 50% with a 3 risk to reward on average. The monthly gain or loss is around 13.4k. The weekly gain or loss is around 3.1k, and the daily gain or loss is around 2.6k. Now right here you can also see your recent trades. You have your journal in here. You basically have everything that you need in order to really go into your data and fully analyze it. Right here you also have your journal. You can just open up these trades. This was my EURUSD short. Bam. Before and after. You also have a confidence level that you can now take off, the trade rating that you can fill in. Then right here the strategies. You can see I have 2 strategies right here. This was just to test, as I didn't really use this step before. Now in the version 1, I would say there was not really a purpose for your strategies to use this one. But right now there is, because you can see the analytics of every single strategy on their own. As right now I'm not trading on my own anymore, I'm really trying to build a trading firm around me, and we're basically just implementing multiple strategies as well. So I think it is really cool to also see these strategies in FX Replay and see, okay, which one is performing the best, which one can we execute more regularly, where can we put more risk on. And data wise, I think this is just so amazing. I'm really a geek for data, and the only thing that I don't like with backtesting is when it is robotic, when it's performed by an AI or whatever, because then you're leaving literally everything out. You're leaving all the emotions out, you're leaving all of the errors out. And I want to have a backtesting session. Okay, this is the strategy, but that is performed by this trader. So that I also see, okay, this is the performance that I can expect from him when he's trading the live markets. Because if it is just robotic and basically you have some rules on there, it is always going to be profitable. Literally always going to be profitable. Otherwise, your strategy is really, really bad, right? But I want that hesitation in there. Okay, sometimes the trader is not taking a trade because of X, right? Or sometimes he is a bit hesitant, or sometimes he is just too aggressive on the trades, right? And these are all things that I'm seeing and that I can sense from also my students where, okay, the strategy is this, but you're still doing this. Why? And we can work on that at the same time as well by using this manual backtesting method. Then you also have checklists. Also not been using that very regularly. The same thing. I didn't see a real purpose in the V1 for this, but right now I think it is definitely very nice to have these checklists on here. Then there's the journal that we discussed. And then right here you have analytics. I think this is so amazing. So you can add filters. So right now there are no filters to analyze trades yet. So let's say we're taking an asset and we're doing Euro USD, as I've been heavily abusing Euro USD. And then right here you can see profit and loss from only Euro USD on all of your sessions where Euro USD has been traded in. So total P&L 315k, account balance 1.4 million. So as you can see, the starting balance was 1.1 million. There were some sessions that I opened, I took 2 trades on, I go to the next session for whatever reason. Sometimes I just open it to make a video or something. So that's also the reason behind this. So normally I think it would be around maybe 400k account balance and then P&L, but I think it is something that I still have to fix properly if I want to use this tab as well. Then win rate 46%, total trades 621 trades, break even trade 45. Then the average risk reward is 2.6, the max is 12.5, really high. As you can see, on average I could have been shooting for bigger risk rewards, 7.34, and my ideal would have been 53.99. Of course, very ambitious. Then the win rate, the total trades, basically all of your sessions, the performance by time, the performance by day, and then the performance by month over all of these years. Like I said, I've deleted a lot of sessions, so there's a lot of data missing, but it's definitely something I will be ramping up again, as I just love this gamification, right? I love this gamification of you're on a 1-day streak right here on the top right. I don't know if you saw that already, but you're on a 1-day streak, backtest every day, so your streak won't reset. I'm a person that, of course, I've been a gamer in my days, so I'm loving this, right? I'm loving this. And right now, I just want to backtest more than all of you, right? I just want to backtest more than all of you. I want to have a bigger streak than all of you. So please take this as a challenge and come and challenge me. Come and challenge me. We will compare stats in a while. I really love this gamification part of it, and I think it can hold you so accountable. Do this with your friends, right? Start a challenge with your friends. Challenge each other for having a bigger day streak. Challenge each other for having more time invested or a bigger win rate or more trades taken. And then also with this analytics step, we were just looking at Euro USD, but you can also do some very cool other things. For example, I only want to look at my short positions on Euro USD. I will apply the filters right now, and I only selected short at this moment. And as you can see, 149k. This was then the account balance, then 47% win rate, 322 trades, and this was the result of all of these months. But yeah, very cool. So let's hop into the charts as well and show you how to properly do this at this moment. So you go to the chart and you can basically expand that chart. So it's just looking at trading view. It looks absolutely stunning, right? And basically what you want to do is you want to approach this the same exact way as you would approach a live trade. So it is very important you're trading in the same hours you would do live. It's very important you're doing the exact same analysis, and also pay attention to the same entry signals. So let's start on the 1 day. Price is dropping pretty heavily right here. It's very easy to see we have a fair value gap right here, and it's the second version, so all of my things have been deleted. That's why I have a purple box right here. Doesn't really matter. Price has been dropping, and I think it will keep on dropping. I think there's no reason for us to start reversing all of a sudden, right? As it is just dropping and dropping. So we are going to trade the trend. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm going on the high time frame, on the lower time frame a bit. I'm just seeing where price could retrace to, maybe find out a POI where it could retrace to. But right now we're trading it just normally following the direction. Now on the top you can also see this right here. You have go to. You can basically go to the next day open, the next news event, next session, next silver bullet session, or custom settings. Absolutely amazing, right? You have your journal, you have your calendar that you can look at. But right now, let's say we want to take a trade and we want to take a short position from here. If you guys have been following me lately, you know I like to compare the currencies against each other. But right now we're just looking at Euro USD to keep it simple. So price dropped below this low right here. It's now moving up, taking liquidity from here, and it's just moving sideways. Let's see what it's going to do. You can just go on the 1 minute and let it play out. You can go on the 5 minutes. You can have it match your time frame. Now we have a vertical gap here. I think we can reach this one and then start moving lower. Okay, we reach this one. Now I want to see some type of market structure shift or some momentum to the downside. There we go. I think we can enter here. Let's take a short position right here. This is gonna be 20 pip stop loss. That's pretty nice. Then with a 40 pip, where do we go? Okay, we have a lot of room to the downside. I think if we see a continuation, this is definitely a trade we can take. Then we want to place this order, so like this. All right, so this is all new for me, by the way, because this is the first trade I'm taking on the V2. Initial balance, 1% risk. That seems all right. By the way, I'm backtesting. I'm always doing 1% risk. Again, you can also use this to start playing around with risk a lot more. But I just like it to do fixed risk so that I also have the data to see, okay, how much R am I making over this amount of time, and not per se, okay, how much percentage am I gaining. Stop loss, everything is just in place because it is taking over the numbers from this trade. The only thing that we have to change is that it is a market order. Then save and journal. It is opening now a separate tab. You cannot see that because I'm recording just this screen, but it's opening a separate tab where you can then log your confidence. Like I said, you can take a screenshot, also very nice. And then we can see if this is going to continue lower, yes or no. Okay, we got stopped out. Let me see if there's something we could have done differently right here. Price, when I'm looking at this, I think it has stepped into something, right? It has stepped into something that I'm not seeing, but still we're moving lower. So this could be the place we reverse from, as of course 2022 euro, there is some place we start to move bullish. It could be here, but of course we could also go to this daily fair value gap. Now let's say we go to this daily fair value gap. We're gonna let price run. Okay, it's just moving. Now I'm only trading London, so what I'm doing is I go to the London session and I just take this one off right here so that we can go to the go to button and then press London session. Right, perfect, absolutely perfect. Now let's see on the 1 hour, right? I see on the 1 hour, I think we can definitely take this low out. I think our bias was right. We just went up high to take liquidity. Now we just have to find out, or basically make sure that today is not going to be the same scenario, right? We don't want to be the liquidity again. So we have to really wait for confirmation that it is going to move down. I think if we take out this high, that could be very beneficial for us. So let's see what it does. Okay, 15 minutes trades above it. Let's go to the 5 minute and have a bit of a closer look on here. Now, we really want to wait for price to move down lower pretty aggressively, right? We want to see displacement coming out of here, something like this. But now price took out this low. I think we can take a pullback trade right here. So maybe if it feels like half of this fair value gap, stops above these highs, and then we could take it lower, a continuation. So maybe take out this low right here. I think this will be a very nice liquidity low. So price, let's place the order. This is going to be a limit order, exactly 1% risk, save and journal. Right, so price, and now it is basically just waiting for us to see what price is going to do. Let it just tick. You can also make it a bit faster. Okay, we're tapped in right here, and now it is moving lower, lower, lower. Okay, so for example, right here, we are at this, what, 2 hour or so. We can start and take profits, right? As you see, use left amount on position or use the original position. You can choose 25% to close, 50%, 75, or the full position. So let's just close to show you how this works, 50% of the position. Bam. Now 50% of this position has been closed. We can also press this one. Now the stop is also on break even. Perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. Okay, price comes very close to our break-even position right here. Oh, and then moves lower. Okay. And moves to take profit. Okay, this was a very close but very beautiful position. But even though if we would have been stopped out at half right here, or at break-even, we would have still profited half of our position right here. So around 1%. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Now again, this day is over, so let's go to the next London session again. Okay, price moves down a lot lower. So only 1 hour. Okay, we've taken out this low right here. So I expect a lot of liquidity to be taken out. So what do I expect? I expect price to move up higher. Now, what we often see is that when we take out this liquidity, we form new liquidity. This one gets run right before London, and then we move up higher. Now, what I want to see is if price moves up very aggressively from here without taking this one out, to take a buying position. If it moves up, then moves lower, and then it moves up again, then I would say, okay, that's definitely when I'm taking my buying position. But for now, I think it is just waiting. First of all, I definitely want to wait on London open and see what that one is going to do. Okay, we did below it. So I'm going to zoom into 5 minutes and see if I can see something right here. Just right before London. Alright, so on London Open we are very aggressively bullish. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take an immediate and aggressive entry right here. Stops underneath this low, because if we break this low now once more, then I'm definitely wrong. And I'm going to take a 1/2 position. This 1/2 should take us above this liquidity that is potentially laying above these highs, right? So let's take this position. Let's place the order. This is going to be a market order, by the way. Market order, save in journal. And just see what price is going to do. Alright, take profit had been hit with this wick right here. I don't think it was a news wick, but it has to be, right? There's not such volatility on euro on a normal day. But okay, take profit has been hit like to the T. Let's just see if it hits once more to confirm this was not lucky, right? Very beautiful trade, right? Very beautiful trade, and as expected, this low holded stand as well. So this is how you properly backtest. You zoom out from the higher time frames, you zoom into the lower time frames. Always keep your mind wrapped around, okay, what times am I trading in? What do the positions I should be taking look like? What are the things I'm looking at? And then you can basically start collecting data. Also use that journal to your advantage so that you can look back over the trades that you just have backtested. Because if you're not journaling, you're not reviewing, then there's also really no point in doing this besides collecting data. So really collect data, start collecting also screenshots of your trades so that you can also review your positions. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. There is a link in the description with a 15% off for FX Replay as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.